Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli, also known as Chai, back with another episode of the Library of Ruina. Last time we left us, we finished the Order of the Incandescent Flame, and we're going to be continuing. There is not yet a translation for this, so completely skips the cutscene. And it's only in Chinese and Korean right now, so yeah, it's just a 1v1, so let's get into it. Alright, this was super easy. Obviously, I can't really use it because I don't know what it does, but alright. Let's continue up here, maybe? Looks like they are arch-based and use some ranged attacks. Projections? Oh no. Can I at least redirect it? Hey, leave you off the stagger. Oh boy, I see. I am lagging a bit. Is that my OBS lagging or actually my audio? Okay, I think it was just my audio. So hopefully this will fix it. Okay, that looks good. I don't like having to lower my mic quality, but my OBS is also definitely lagging. And there we go. I think I might have to relaunch my OBS. There is definitely a lot more content than I remember there, Ben. The following is the target of this operation. The invitation has also been delivered to you. Go to the library? But Captain Isaac isn't present right now. You can only go ask the captain for his instructions on missions like this. This operation is a public emergency dispatch. Therefore, the order can be executed directly by skipping the requisition stage according to Article 326. In addition to that, as a director of the wing, I also possess the privilege to make transfers of staff to other departments, even without the company's instructions. There are currently books related to the wing's key secrets within the library. As Level 4 employees, you should be well aware of the urgency of this matter. We don't have any time to waste. You only have 15 minutes. Get ready, now. He should have gone far enough, right? You. What? Was that the director of the wing? What a tyrant. I have no idea how the captain and the others deal with these people every day. Who'd let someone else be the head of the combat department? This new equipment we're wearing right now was made by her. She may be kind of arrogant and a despot at times, but she has the feats to back it up. But the captain and the others are not here. Why did the wing suddenly decide to send a few of us to the library? Obviously, there should always be a group of us on the platform to deal with any possible emergencies that occur inside the warp train at any time. We can't ask our Corp every single time. The Love Town incident had to be handled by the captain and the others. Maybe the captain and the others don't get along with her. Is this her way of getting back at them? Is this some kind of personal matter? It wasn't just the Love Town incident and the puppeteer's actions. The main culprit of all of this has been strutting right under our noses. A large number of high-status, first-class passengers disappeared, which in itself has landed the wing in some huge trouble. Not to mention, even the cleanup crew that was sent to collect the books before have been wiped out, and now the books are listed on this invitation. If these books were to be obtained by other people, then wouldn't the wing just... No wonder the wing is under so much pressure right now. By the way, along with the book of Warp Cleanup Crew, the book of a puppet, and there's also a book of a Searing Knight listed on this invitation. What the hell is that? I've heard these guys once belonged to a star of the city named the Order of the Incandescent Flame. But they should have been wiped out by Hana in the affiliated offices many years ago. I can also recall that crusade. Not only did the Hana Association and several offices get involved, but also a bunch of fingers who were always at odds with fixers came into the mix. The star had fallen at the end of it all. There's a rumor that the leader of the Order of the Incandescent Flame caught wind of some troubled secret of a certain wing. That's most likely what sealed their fate. Judging from the names written on the invitation, it seems that these rumors are not as groundless as we first thought. Isn't this similar to our situation? Yes. I also heard from the captain earlier this morning, that the wing had been planning to make a big move on the library lately. Obviously, the wing shouldn't be forcing us to go to the library at such a time. Guess things aren't that simple? Could there be something more to this? Should we wait? Wait for the captain and the others to come back? But even if there is something fishy going on, Miss Asaka's orders do comply with the rules and regulations. I'm afraid we're not in a position to question her demands. Suddenly, the siren blared loudly in the room, as if urging them to leave immediately. Damn, too late now. Get your gear on, we're leaving this instant. Oh, you're right. Corp. Level 4 Leaper. And this stuff is actually translated. This was in the, version I played before. The last two we did were not. Their new content. I don't know if they're from the 4.0 update or what. I can't really keep up on that. Alright, looks good. Okay, that went pretty well. Okay, this seems to be going pretty well. Alright, and let's burn these books. They broke. Okay, so every one of these used to have proper localization, and they seem to have broken a vast majority of their cards in the last 4.0 update, which is cool. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back. I'm going to restart my OBS because it seems to be struggling a little bit, so I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and let's continue on with the big boy. Been about 3 days. Then we should still try to pull ourselves together, even if the situation has reached this point. Continuing to sulk like this would only lead our office to ruin. That's definitely not something the boss would want to see, right? This point? What are you talking about? I can understand your feelings, but how are you still able to just stand here and make light of all this? Did everyone's sacrifices not matter to you at all? Yeah, I should have seen it sooner. The deaths of your companions never really mattered to you, did they? Even when it was him, you still remained indifferent. Everything is so insignificant to you. Looks like even a kid like you could see through me. Apparently, yes, I'm still too obvious. Yes, everything is just as he said. It just so happened that the gentleman who was kind to me is no longer here, so naturally there's no need for me to stay here any longer. So... get out! As you wish. Take care, Zian. Is this... Hey, why is this being shown to us again? There's no way this kid will end up like that Philip guy if he's just going to hole up in that office. You only need to focus on receiving our guests and sorting the books. Why do you need to care about such things? Well, I've come a long way as a fixer myself, you know. Even I still feel a little uncomfortable when witnessing such a scene. But it seems that fixer named Glenn kept the invitation a secret. That boy who was left behind does seem to know about it. There's a bunch of impulsive hotheads out there who think they can bear all the burden alone. If they end up failing to handle a commission, they then try to look for a way to undo what's happened. But it tends to never really end well for them. The idea of them coming back here is beyond any logical thoughts. They still plan to return despite the sacrifices their colleagues desperately made to cover their escape. As I've said before, most of these fixers are people who've been pulled from a life and death situation by their boss, so it's no surprise that they were willing to die for him. But this Glenn guy doesn't really look like some greenhorn. Think he'll get some serious help? Indeed, the invitation seems to point to other guests as well, so let's keep watching. Alas, I never expected it to be delivered to me. Boss, sure enough, you're still... Muttering any more like this is futile at this point, but there's no way I can get that kid Vienna involved again. But the big question is, how am I going to talk to that fine gentleman later? Man, how did I find myself in this shitty place again, even though I've been blindly wandering all over the area? Jessica. One more step and I'll have your head cut off, Glenn. Grace, You bastard. You're still with the Index. Just how did I end up seeing you as soon as I got to this place? It's been a long time, and seeing you today must really be some bad luck. Talk all you want. I only remain on standby here because the prescript wills it. Are you still following those meaningless things? I will always follow the prescripts. Carrying out its will is the only meaning to my existence. Unlike a certain individual who turned his back on his faith midway and fled in such a hurry. I was honestly surprised when I first heard the news of your desertion, but I never received any prescripts to hunt you down. Hey, if you're looking for a fight, I'm happy to oblige. Before that, let me finish today's prescript. Your assumption is slightly correct. My prescript for today has something to do with you. Finally, it's time to draw your sword. Here. Are these... Remember them? They have been kept by me ever since you turned your back on the prescripts. Why? Read. Atreus. Bring the traitor's weapons to Block 51 and give them to the 90th person you meet. I suppose this too must be the will of the prescripts. Even if you betray the prescripts, they never truly leave you for good. Maybe yet even... What a joke. If the prescripts were an absolute as you say they were, then why? Why did they still want more? My prescript for today does not include becoming your counselor. Now that the prescript has been carried out, let's say goodbye here, Glenn. Hope to see you again. I vowed to completely destroy any traces of my past. But in the end, was something like this also within the expectation of the prescripts? These blades still make me sick to this day. They took her away from me, smashing the only meager bits of happiness I had left. But right now, looks like these swords might come in handy. Even if it's to repay the boss for saving my life, yeah, he's one of the few good people left in this city. I was finally able to get rid of the nightmares that had been lingering in my mind for so long, thanks to everyone at the office. It made me feel the warmth of home again after losing her. Jessica, if you were by my side right now, you would definitely be supporting me. I see. Now let's go and meet some old friends. I never expected this guy to be a former Index proxy. Is there anything strange about that? Of course. You know how crazy those guys at the Index are, right? That guy managed to get away from that hellhole still alive. He even found work in an office and got to where he is now. I'm a little curious as to what he's been through. Then why don't you carefully read through his book later so you'll understand? We have already received him as a guest before, and I believe you'll be able to properly finish it smoothly this time as well. Easy for you to say, you probably won't come alone. The invitation is showing new visions again. Let's keep watching. The higher-ups really hosted a summon at a time like this? I mean, does the old man from the Kurakumo clan have any clues on what's going on? I heard that it's got something to do with the secession of the Seto Capo title. It's getting late. Let's go in first. We suffered a lot of losses ever since we lost contact with the Seto Capo and his Cappy. After that massive attack launched by the Index, I was left with less than 30% of the available personnel under my command. The situation on our side isn't looking optimistic as well. There's just no time for us to count the dead and wounded. The summit is about to start. How come the other families haven't arrived yet until now? Counting us, only about 6 families are present? Look at all the absent positions. Velozo, Gracie, Battaglia, and Barzini. Those families all seem to be... Greetings. My thanks for participating in the Thumb Summit, everyone. Looks like it's still possible for the majority of us to gather for this occasion, despite each of us having suffered heavy blows. While I personally don't like the red tape, let me first express my gratitude to all the families who went out of their busy schedules to attend this event. You all must be aware of the purpose of this summit. In light of the fact that the previous Soto Capo and the Capi who managed this place have all died as martyrs, as the only remaining Capo in this area, the Capo de Capi has assigned me to take over the duties of the previous Soto Capo of this place. This summit was held to inform you all of the news. From now on, I will be in charge of the Thumb's operations in the southern area of El Corp's nest. Yes, Soto Capo. Now that I have been raised to the position of a Soto Capo, I will not be able to make do with the cooperation of your families in the coming future. I'm already aware of the hard and tiring amount of work the various families have been doing in these past few days. Everyone from the Kurotumo clan, you all still managed to fulfill your duties during such a critical period and fended off many of the enemy's attacks. I hope you can continue to exert your remaining strength in the future. I believe your territory can be expanded by at least an additional 20% its size. Yes, we will do our best for the Capo de Capi and the Soto Capo. Wait, please tell this to the underboss for me. This matter has absolutely nothing to do with me. Go to hell and repent for your sins there. My friends from the Ramiere family, I thank you for the enormous amount of capital you have given into rebuilding what was destroyed after the war. I think you will be able to handle the financial operations of the southern region in the future. It is our duty to do so. We will do our best in the future and continue to dedicate ourselves to the cause of the Capo de Capi. Damn bastards. Is he really going to kill all of us just because of something so petty? This should be the last one, right? Wrap up the dead. There were many other families who held their ground during the Index's assault. Each fought to the last man. Let us give a hats off to them for their sacrifices. Hats off to the fallen families. He's nothing more than an outcasted dog, and now he would dare to pretend he's taken over the title of a Soto Capo under the Capo de Capi's name? The new Soto Capo sends his regards, motherfucker. The distribution of positions within each family will be readjusted shortly after we clean up a little amidst all this chaos. The Thumb is about to reclaim all the areas that have been strained by the presence of those no longer needed. Give the scum who would dare to sully our territory a head-on blow. Yes, Soto Capo. We have several families with us. Are you really trying to start a full-scale civil war here? As you dare to kill me? So? Come in. Soto Capo, all the traitors you named have been eliminated. Please give your next instructions. Well done. Go and have some rest first. I believe that the Thumb will only be more united and stronger after we finish weeding out all of these revolting vermin. I hope all of you will continue to serve us well in the future. That's all I have to say. The summit is over. You can leave on your own. Report on the current status. All the tasks you've given have been completed. The Salozo cartel this Tracy's family and the Titaglia family. Everyone who started to plot against us have now all been purged. What about that old fellow, Barzini? Executed by my own hand, as you ordered. Everything seems to be going well. You're not hurt, are you? Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. Those guys used to unite to ostracize us. They would even slander us to our superiors for that dangerous mission we previously took. But what these idiots never saw coming was that this would eventually turn out to be one fine opportunity for us. So they deserve to end up where they are now. I report to the Seto Capo. There's a fixer visiting who claims to be your acquaintance and is asking to see you by name. Let him in. Why are you here all of a sudden? Long time no see, Mr. Glenn. The information on the families you provided to us before has been a big help. Hello, Sonny. Seto Capo. No need for such elaborate formalities. Just say what you have to say. I came here this time to discuss a matter regarding the Cold Sun office. What happened to Mr. Liu Ye? I heard back then that you guys were going to the library, right? We lost almost everyone, even Liu Ye. I understand. I'm deeply sorry to hear this unfortunate news. So, my friend, what can I do for you? Seto Capo Sonny, I wonder if you can, for the sake of upholding our friendship in the past, send someone to assist me in taking back Liu Ye's book. So that's it. What, aren't you gonna wag your tail to the Hana Association, who normally subsidizes and even promotes your office? Instead, you would rather ask for help from someone on the opposite side, me, the Seto Capo of the Sum? Do you still have to ridicule me? If you're not even going to lend a hand to an old friend from the past? Looks like you've forgotten what me and Liu Ye have done for you. Farewell. Damn it, bunch of ungrateful bastards. They clearly received so much help from the boss, and yet, this time none of them want to repay the favor. You and that guy, Sonny. I don't recall saying I never wanted to be involved in this, did I? You should at least have some control over your emotions, especially at a time like this, no? The Seto Capo and Capo actually condescended to stop me, a fixer. Now, we're talking to you as your old friends, aren't we? You understand what sort of muddy waters you're about to drag us down into if we did this? The previous Seto Capo assigned to this place died in the library, and sending men into the library when we've recently just finished a war with the Index isn't exactly a realistic thing to do. I never assumed to get a lot of assistance from the Thumb anyway. It's just that I hoped you could at least help me out a little bit here. Let me explain to you first. There are many people above who have their eyes on the library. We can't just rashly go there without a direct order from my superiors. Not to mention the complicated situation we're currently in right now. As of this moment, there's nothing I can do to help. Surely it is wrong to expect help from others. But things can still change, so you'd better go back and wait for now. At least clean up that wretched face of yours, and then come back to knock on the door again for help after some time. Don't give me that look. Since the previous Seto Capo turned into a book in the library, it's not going to come as a surprise that they will eventually assign me to recover it. But I don't know if that time will be either sooner or later. Since we share the same destination, it shouldn't be unreasonable to bring you along with us. After all, I'm not that ungrateful, am I? So I told you, wait. I can't bring our soldados into a library without a direct order from my superiors. Wait? Wait until when? Now you're just talking out of your ass. Watch your tone, my friend. Lyria's book will always be there. If you're really that anxious, then why not give it your all when the time finally comes? That's all I have to say. Think about it. Even though I'm aware that a number of offices have some shady connections with syndicates, this really is my first time seeing a Sotocapo with the thumb doing so hands-on. But these are the thumb we're talking about. Unless their superiors give the direct order, then there's no chance that they're going to send out an army for this kind of thing. That new Sotocapo of theirs seems to have had some bumps in his appointed process, right? Some people won't admit to anything until they have an official letter from their superior stuck in their face. No one wants to assign people at will in the city, let alone when it comes to their own interests. Though despite his looks and age, he really was able to unite the remnants of the thumb in the south and stabilize the situation so far. Looks like the way he does things has been really effective so far. And that capo who accompanies him seems to be just as ruthless as he is. They're constantly moving from a sea of blood to a mountain of corpses. I really hope we won't have to meet them in the future. Fights that drag out are such a pain. Oh, the invitation shifted again. I wonder what we'll see next. We just need to keep watching. I'm really getting the hang of this, huh? As expected of Mr. Van, it wasn't so difficult for you at all, was it? I told you, I would eventually get it right. Well, the first few times you tried were a complete mess. Quantitative change is a prerequisite of qualitative change. Do you understand? But this time, the teacher will be able to rest assured that we can stay here by ourselves, and the Yang can also spend the night here without any worries. Yes, if the food aspect can be solved, then the teacher will finally be able to leave us at ease to deal with the commission together with Mr. Liu Ye and the others. Well, if it isn't Mr. Glenn, long time no see. Would you like to try the food I just made? Rest assured, you won't be carried into the emergency room again like last time. What's wrong? You don't look well. Is your teacher, no. Is Mr. Ultimate Ruina escape at home? If there's something you need to see the teacher for, then follow me. No need. I've been waiting here for a long time. But I've never seen you alone. May I ask what you're here for? Hello, Mr. Ultramarine Escape. I heard before that your office received a request to go to the library, and judging by the fact that you came here alone, Maria's situation must not be optimistic. We failed, boss, to cover for us. How could this happen? What about Vian? Why didn't he come? Vian, he's currently staying at the office, but his condition isn't looking too well right now. Well, it's long overdue. It's only natural that a foolish and pitiful guy like him, with such deep-rooted sins, would end up being buried in the library. But aren't the boss and you like siblings who grew up together? Lie! The cooperation between the Cold Sun office and the Cold Rain workshop has not always been this. Don't you understand? He really doesn't matter to me anymore, but I have to say, it's a miracle that bruised body of his has managed to survive for this long. If you really don't want to help, then just say so. Why do you have to say such things? You can mock me all you want, but I won't allow you to mock Liu Ye. He gave his life for everyone. I want to let that slide, even if you're a color. I do not make any attempt at mockery, but rather an expression of relief for him. If you cannot understand this much, then there is nothing more for me to say. There's no point in continuing this little conversation. Ding, send this gentleman out. But teacher... Ding, see our guest out. Letting go of your own life just so that your colleagues could escape? That's not very fitting for you at all. Is it because death is seen as a way of escaping from one's sins and burdens of the past? How silly yet amusing. If I could clear myself of my grudge for him just like that, then I'd like to give it a try myself. But I'm sorry, I can't possibly agree to go messing around with the guys you've tried so hard to save anyway. It's really rash of him to keep on going like this. He clearly knows it was all thanks to Liu Ye that he's still in one piece right now, yet he still continues to act so impulsively. I sincerely hope he eventually gives up without my intervention, but I'm not going to let your sacrifice go down the drain like that. Mr. Glenn, the teacher, he should just be in a bad mood. Say no more. I guess this is what Mr. Ultramarine meant. Perhaps I really misunderstood him as a person. Wait. Sonny, you heartless bastard. I knew I couldn't rely on you. Wait, just you wait. Should've let those guys from the Index tear you apart back then. And that gentleman from the Cold Rain workshop. Boss, you kept on rambling about how he's so important to you, but look what's happened. I can't go on blaming the others. After all, isn't going to that place just the same as marching towards your own death? Boss, why did you have to go to that kind of place? The office is practically on the verge of collapsing now that you're gone. And that kid Vienne, too. But even if it's just me, at least let me follow you after your footsteps. No way. Who made me a person who would repay such kindness? Mr. Glenn, we finally found you. What are you guys... Everyone knows about what happened at the office. A few of us were out handling commissions not too long ago. All of us rushed back as soon as we heard something happened at the office. There was a few ungrateful guys who felt the wind and fled at the news, but most of us are here now. Yes, we were also recovering from our injuries, so we were not able to catch up with that last commission. Maybe if we had been there, the boss, he might not have... Everyone went back to the office and proceeded to discuss our next course of action, but Vian, he hid in his room without saying a word. He never even once responded, even when all of us tried to call out to him. After that, we all went out to look for you when we heard you went to the Cold Rain workshop. Did you try to ask for any help from them? If you're looking to avenge the boss and the others, then maybe with some help from there... No, I just went there to relay what happened. After all, Mr. Ultramarine has a close relationship with the boss. Everyone, hurry up and take care of the mess at the office. I'll follow shortly after. I just need to stay here for a while. Mr. Glenn, don't hide it from us. Yeah, we all just saw the invitation. Someone like you shouldn't think of going there alone, especially at a time like this. Yes, there's still a bunch of us here, right? Mr. Glenn, stop trying to be a hero and take us with you. You guys... I'm just as stubborn as the boss. Man, even I felt a little sorry for him after seeing him get turned away so many times. Even though there's almost no one in the city who would put themselves in danger for the sake of others. If the rabbit dies, the fox grieves. More or less, I won't deny it. It's rare to see people these days who would go through such risks for others. Guess I still do kind of miss my previous life as a fixer. Did you go through a similar experience? Well, I did have a few like-minded friends. Nevertheless, the visions presented by the invitation have not yet finished. Oh man, it's really not over yet? I thought it was finally going to end when I saw this dude step in. My whole body's starting to ache up when I think about who we're going to face next. Report. Come in. Seems that we have a lot of guests on our hands today. This is the latest document from the Capo de Capi. To be handed over to the Soto Capo and read by the recipient. Well now, everyone, head back and reorganize yourselves first. You will be called again soon. I want to go over the letter from the Capo de Capi and deal with some personal matters. Looks like I'll have to go to the library after all, huh? Even the invitation is ready. How very convenient for that boy Glenn. The order came in at such a crucial moment. As the order dictates, the Capo de Capi will send me to the library to retrieve the books of the previous Soto Capo, Calo. The information of the thumb should not be leaked, and we will definitely carry out the will of the Capo de Capi. Need me to call Glenn? I get the feeling that you're a little worried about him. No need. He will only know how to rely on the power of others to get the revenge, will only be a burden. Just do a head count for our elites and head to the front. Teacher, why on earth did you turn him down? Mr. Liu Ye, isn't he someone very important to you? There's no point in bringing this up again. I see. Then we'll be handling some work first. Let's get moving, everyone. There's no time for slacking off during work hours. Ding ding. What were you saying when you were alone with the boss? Could it be that you've been snitching on us? So talkative. Our work regime doesn't include getting distracted by these things. What's more, isn't the point that there's something strange with the teacher today? He looks about the same as he usually does. He's clearly not missing any arms or legs. Not on the surface, but on the inside, I can feel it. He's sad. I've never seen the teacher as low-spirited as he is now. I heard that Mr. Liu Ye was the one who grew up with the teacher together, so it's only natural he would be so down after what happened. Yet the teacher is reluctant to retrieve his book. It just doesn't make any sense. But what is that over there on the table? It's an invitation? Exactly the same as the one Mr. Glenn brought with him. It wasn't here before. Maybe someone left it here on purpose, right, Ding Ding? Ding Ding, is something wrong? Just look at this. It's Alexi's book. It's listed here so grandiosely. The situation might just be a little more complicated now. How ironic. I was questioning my teacher's decision to back down just a moment ago, and now I'm the one hesitating deep inside. If I was only a bit stronger, then maybe I could go and retrieve Mr. Liu Ye's book. This way teacher would be happy again, and Bien won't have to take any risks. But even Mr. Liu Ye himself fell in the library. Just how am I going to do this? It's okay, just give me the invitation. I'm sure I can bring them back, can't I? I only have to kill all my enemies there, retrieve their books, and then we'll all go out and throw a party together, like nothing ever happened. Sounds good, right? When Alexei gets back, I need to take my time telling him to stop acting alone next time, or I'll never help him repair his weapons again. Sorry, I may need some time to calm down. It's so hard to cope with this matter calmly. Gaji, why act alone? Of course we'll do our best to help you. Wait a minute, are you really going to take us to that place? Ding Ding, is this really a decision you made after careful consideration? I advise you to think it over carefully. Well, I don't really care. Sister Gaji looks sad, so I'll go with her. I never imagined you guys to be this ungrateful. What I never imagined is you suddenly being this emotional today, Ding Ding. Am I wrong? Ding Ding, it's not that I don't want to go with you. I'm only hoping you can understand the weight of this situation. Stop fighting over me. I'll take care of this myself. To retrieve the books of important people has never been your wish alone. Well, I don't want us doing this out of impulsive thoughts, but if you truly insist on going, there's no way we can leave you behind. Anyway, I guess that means all of you want to go? Head Capo, the squad is accounted for and ready to depart to the library at any time, as you wish. This library, what do you think about it? What's wrong? This is not like you. Nobody who ever went to that place came out alive and triumphed in the process. We have to do our best if we are to even have a chance of succeeding. Even the well-equipped Soto Capo, with the support of his capos, got killed in it, so I speculate its interior to be very dangerous. So just on a personal note, I really don't want you to go to such a dangerous place. I understand this is our only option if we are to achieve the vision you so desire. I swear to follow you to the death, as always, until I die. And if there may be difficulties ahead, I will continue to pave a straight path for you with my own blood. After all these years, you have been by my side, since that time. Thank you so much. Remember, when you enter the library, caution prevails as always. We do not have any room for mistakes. You must also look after yourself. Of course, that was our agreement, but I would not let any harm come to you either. Then make the signature and get going. Time waits for no one. I'll ask this again. Have you all truly made up your minds? Going there is practically equal to giving away your life. My life was saved by the operator, and only an ungrateful bastard would dare to hesitate in a moment like this. Yes, we can't turn back, even if it means facing our deaths. But regarding Dan, I'm really worried. Maybe you should let him know? No, don't tell him yet. Judging by his temperament, I'm afraid he would just willingly hand over his life there if he knew. If he were to go to the library again. Let him stay. Just think of it as the boss's last wish. Are you ready? Ready to go anytime. I'm not seeing any issues so far. Try not to make a sound. The teacher shouldn't find out. But it's been a long time since I've been outside. I can't think of what to take. It should be enough to just take everything the boss had prepared for us in advance. Then I'm probably ready. If you're all ready, then come here and sign your names. Teacher and Vian, wait for me. I'm out of here. Why are there so many people this time around? Now taking a break is out of the question. Since these guests were sent by the invitation to come at the very same time, the library will naturally receive them all at the same time with 3 floors. I can lie down and relax once this is all over then? Provided that you receive our guests well. This is the first time the invitation has simultaneously invited 3 different groups of guests here. Could it be the will of the invitation? What exactly brings together 3 parties that don't have any common interests here? Everyone's got their own reasons, for this or for that. Just don't bother delving deeper into things you can't really figure out. Why don't you try to cherish the moment instead? You're right. Get ready to receive our guests. Alas, we find ourselves here once more. It's only just us, but at least... Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come. I thought you would be holed up in your own nest, cowering in fear. Sonny? How? Don't be so touched now. We're not doing this for you. We're simply carrying out the instructions for our superiors. But hey, maybe it's not so impossible to help your poor little boss out now. You guys are always as unpleasant as ever. But thanks. Seeing you here kinda makes me feel better. Just be careful. You got screwed here before, didn't you? After all, we didn't come all this way just to accompany you and fail again. Mr. Glenn! I never imagined I'd meet you here. And could this person here be from the Thumb? Ding, why are you here too? We're very worried about the teacher's condition. I thought that if we could get the book from Mr. Liu Yed back, then Vian's condition could also get better. I know you care a lot about Vian, but this is a really, really dangerous place. Wait. Did you really come without telling Mr. Ultramarine escape? Teacher would definitely lock us up if we let him know. Ouch, that's really... If he finds out all of you kids came here, he'd probably tear down our entire office. It seems that your Mr. Operator is still quite popular. Greetings, dear guests. I'm the director and librarian of my role's namesake, Angela. Sunny, be careful. Many thanks for your sudden hospitality. I hope you forgive me for my shortcomings. As much as I want to have a nice try here, can we just begin as soon as possible? Could this one possibly be a slightly more normal person from the Thumb? I prefer not to be bound by my status too much. Enough with the pleasantries. I don't have the heart to make small talk with someone as cold-blooded as you. The fact that I'm cold-blooded or not does not matter. Your arrival in this library was all a result of your own decisions. The invitation cannot send anyone here by force. You still don't understand. Everyone, maybe it would be better if we could all calm down first? Hey, be careful later on. The power of this library is really extraordinary. I have a question. Hurry up and say it. We didn't come here to chat with you. Despite the desperate efforts made by the previous fixer to save you from this place, why would you come marching to your deaths here once more? How can some machine possibly understand the precious connectums and matchless emotions that bind people together? No machine can truly ever have a real heart, even if it somehow acquires a body that's indistinguishable from a natural human being's. We all may have our own reasons and selfish thoughts for this, but there's no denying that all of us who have received the favors from him at some point. We can't be completely ungrateful and remorseful and remorseless now, can we? Is this what you truly chose to do? Big sister, if you really can't understand, our teacher is a very good person. Even people like me can be taught something, but maybe he can teach you too. I happen to have just learned how to cook, so come and play in our workshop if you ever get the chance. I might just do so, if there ever comes a chance. That's all we have to say. Can we get started? May you find your book in this place. Alright, that was a lot of reading. Here I'll probably use Nutsack's floor. I want to set up this floor. Maybe like that. And then I need someone else to fill in here. Maybe Yan. And... let's begin. Interesting. So they can store and use emotion as ammunition later. Well, let's get right into it. Try that. Okay, so maybe this wasn't the best idea. Okay, so that went really bad. Maybe instead I will... set up... I've still never used AN. Maybe I'll use AN. Chylli. We can try something like that. Hang on, maybe I should actually use Roland. Alright, I am back with Roland. And let's go right into it. Oh my. I really never thought I would run into you here, even though I came to this place expecting to find all sorts of talented individuals. Have we ever met? The Romanos Cartel. You should be familiar with this name. An expected reaction. Do you know everything? Well, I do have some contacts here and there after all. But I guess I have to thank you for all that, right? You helped solve a big problem that I would end up having to do myself were it not for you. Shut up. You babble too much. Brimming with anger and murderous intent, I see. Just a little bit more. Don't worry. I have no interest in whatever it is you're plotting. I think that nobody should ever have the right to know it, regardless of what it is. We all just have to follow the rules here. So? To think you would resort to that is just to deal with you bastards. Oh my, what a hothead. Fellas, do not let him get you down. Now, let's get right to it. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, but I'll just have to let it go. I don't like this at all. This is a really bad situation. Oh boy, this is so bad. Oh no. Farewell, Broadway. Okay, so the issue here is I'm just dying way too fast. I could use Ego Meow, but she is so strong that I feel like that's cheating. Hang on, I'll be back when I have a proper deck built. This video is gonna get a bit long. Alright, now let's try this again. Not a good start. God, do I hate guns so much. try that. Hey, this is looking really good so far. Okay, this sounds really good. Well, I guess not really good, but it went decent. Hey, Glenn and the Cold Scent Fixers. Hey, we're gonna use the Assad's team here. Okay, looks like a pretty standard index proxy deck. So, turn 1. Here we're gonna switch to blunting. And try that. Okay, looks decent enough. Here we'll switch to slashing stance, and then grinder. Oh, does that count for mass attacks? I don't know. I just can't target him at all. Okay. Okay, that did work. And we're on to the final act. How did they break, like, half the cards in this mod? Anyway, here we go with our Bina team. This place really looks completely different from the outside. It's like coming to another world. There's stars, so beautiful, just like the ones we saw with Vienne that time. Hello, strange child. Lady, or ma'am? Greetings as well. My name is Dunding. I'm here to retrieve the Book of Liu Ye, but you probably knew that already. Admirable courage. But I wonder, is what you're saying really true? Excuse me? What are you trying to say? The veil of yesterday's snow and ice may have melted, but you would put yourself in such danger and did not even hesitate to involve your companions here. What are your true intentions? As far as I know, your job does not seem to include chatting with me, does it? It is as you said. Just an occasional sentiment of mine. It is fascinating to see you accept this fate, yet to also make this choice. What a pity. Those stars looked so beautiful. I was actually thinking that Vian would love this view, but there are people like you here who would just spoil the mood. Proudly standing on some pedestal while prattling about things she wouldn't know anything about right from the start. You really fucking think you know me so well? Stop speculating on my thoughts with your jumbled and raggedy words. You're now on the same level as us, no matter how high you stood or how powerful you once were, so show some fucking respect. I've said everything I wanted to say. There's no point in me saying any more things. Naturally, I have no interest in continuing this conversation with you either. Let's get started. I'm going to pay the price for your arrogance. Alright. Gonna start with the bird cage. Send mine. Calcium cocktail. Trail. There we go. Oh, I got outruled. That's not good. See how that goes. Oh, and we got it. Man, that was... that first one was the worst. Ouch, those guys were a lot harder compared to the ones I previously had to deal with. Guess the other librarians have also successfully finished their receptions by now, huh? What's it with you? Something on your mind? I still can't comprehend the fact that these people who should have nothing to do with each other were all closely connected to that fixer named Liu Ye. If it was because of the interests, they said, why would they sacrifice their lives for such a thing? Does it really signify that the bonds shared between humans are so... Hello, Angela? Want to join in on Miss Hod's book club on the floor of literature later? Looks like the other librarians will be going there too. Let's go and have a nice chat together, alright? Maybe you can enjoy the taste of coffee or tea or something else? I suggest for you not to get too carried away with your drinking tendencies there. Crap, she found out. But thank you for the suggestion. I'll check it out later. However, about the guests we received this time. I have a hunch that this story is still far from being over. You're referring to that kid who got left behind? I could see in him the shadows of the exceptional guests we had received before. Well, I guess you're right. The moment he finally calms down and finds out that all his friends left him, without even saying as much as a single word, is bound to come sooner or later. I guess we're about to see something all too familiar again. Obviously, I don't want to see such a scene unfold either. Let's hope he never comes to the library again. Why do I feel like I'm getting used to this? By the way, speaking of those that got left behind, Wasn't one of them a color fixer titled Ultramarine Escape? Are you familiar with this color as well? Not really, but I've heard of the weapons from his workshop. I don't know how the other librarians handled that group of children, but that freezing gas or whatever it was they were getting off should have given them some trouble, no? After all, this color was praised for inventing such weapons and equipment. I even wanted to get one for my wife, though she didn't seem to like the looks of it too much when I got her one. But it seems that this color isn't bound by these so-called ties like the rest of the group. Otherwise, he would never have said those sorts of things. Hard to say. Well, even if he does make his way here, the library as it is now isn't something that's going to be shaken, even by a color. Well, I suppose I should thank you then, Rowan. Thank you. Why are you saying that all of a sudden? Well, that's not very frank of you. Now, it looks like it's almost about time now. Hey, that is a lot of new books I have to burn. Alright. Plate unlocked state. Alright, and then let's go back down and burn the rest of these books. If only I could actually read these pages. Alright. I think that's where we're gonna leave it off for today's episode. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we continue with more Modded Library of Ruina. Until then, I will see you next time. Bye!